maybe one before minute 4 and then
Game
the other coming
kedua.
in before minute 7. If they can get
Falcon
that
Epic
while
Brand
keeping the game
versus
close, yeah.
Onic
If they can get that while keeping it close, then they could win it.
Final
But
upper
again,
bracket,
so
ya.
specific, can they actually do it?
Player Naisu.
Let's go.
Is it though?
Ini kayak orang pakai clean ya anjing. Let's go lah. Let's go, let's go.
Hello? There we are.
Welcome
No, that's
to
just
Mobile
okay.
Legends.
Cool. All right, let me just wind back that joke. I reckon the last time we saw Clint in this same spot for Fnatic Onic,
Fnatic
it was
Onic.
weird.
That's about as good as it gets right there. Great, I don't know, man. Great lineups, I would say, for game number 2 for both of them, and this is exactly what
Sekarang
Falcons AP brand
so yun di
needed to bring to the table. It covers their bases from that early to even the late game, but wow, Few taking a whole lot of damage from Super
Nolan
Fritz
sama
here.
ini.
And mind you,
So you
he's got that 80% win rate on this Luyi pick, has been massive to the success in a lot of the compositions brought to the table. Plus, he loves that Warcry emblem, so that's why sometimes that burst damage from the Luyi really kind of surprises a lot of people against it.
All right, back into the action. I think I would like to concur with this lineup being slightly better for Falcons AP Brand, given that they have the power pick of the Suyo. But there's this nagging thought in my head. You let the Luyi through, man.
Yeah.
You let the Luyi through. Especially with the... Wait.
Okay, Kera.
Someone's going to flicker, okay. No follow-up on this. Not sure if anything else is going to happen there. As you were saying.
masih aman
Counted as a
sih.
TKO, there is a Grok.
Yeah.
Imagine a wild charge from out of nowhere, and then diversion from... Oh, here we go,
Whoa.
one more!
They're going to go for the play. What? Okay, I was going to say
Prince
Super Prince
mati.
doesn't escape that one, even with the flicker. So there we go. Finally, Fcap will get on the board early on. Killing the hands there, too, for Few.
Call it a TKO on Kelra, and then a legit kill on the Super Friends. A flicker for a flicker. Few actually spent his major resource there. But also consider, Few watched that same game that Haji used an Aurora to check a bush from behind. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a factor now.
Yeah, actually, it could
Just
be.
clean out all possible bushes.
Could be. You got to trust that sense there. Right now, they're trying to keep him away from this turtle, Brusco. Not going to get close enough,
Okay.
so Kyle Teasy will get the turtle. There's the
Brusco.
initiation, though. Still keeping
Pelapnya
Brusco at
juga
bay.
pakai
Doesn't have
Mobius
level
lagi.
4 yet, so he's not going to be doing any amazing wild charges just yet.
Fnatic Onic have to be satisfied with the orange trade and the eventual cleanup of all of Kyle Teasy's camps down bottom. Looking at the item build right now, about 500 gold. We're looking at a 3-minute game so far.
Even things, you know, when I think about the Clint, we actually had this conversation on a desk yesterday too with England. I don't know, man. He fits certain compositions. Like, he's still very niche if you compare it to all the picks that do come up through the gold lane. But one thing's for sure, like, he can provide quite a bit of damage earlier on compared to the Nathan here.
Yep, and it's a very specific kind of damage. And here we go, Brusco jumping on in. Fnatic Onic, more conservative now. Look at King Kong taking the flank.
Very patient on this one. Ogwen's tanky enough as well. Still has the revitalize, so King Kong, this is how he likes the jungle, man. But hold on, bottom side, that was the wild charge we were talking about.
Bro.
Super Friends will go up, clean that one.
Super
Finally getting a
Prince.
kill for himself.
I didn't see it. It was off camera, but Kelra saw it. I guess that's one way you can use the Clint early on.
Yeah.
That was a utility marksman if I've ever seen one.
Sometimes, you know, also those bolas come in handy.
So far, so good. 1-1. Fnatic Onic have survived the early game onslaught of Falcons AP Bren. I reckon we're at about the 3:40, 4-minute phase right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're imagining the time as well as we can with this though.
It's called Game Sense.
Yeah, game sense. Gonna unlocking it,
Keluar,
but two,
kocak.
it looks like
And the turtle's about to spawn.
I was gonna say and the turtle, so
Udah
we're
kebalik aja
playing
nih.
with numbers here. I'm not the math guy
Tapi
though,
jadi
but I'll
unggul.
do the best I can. Diversion.
Happy Brand.
I can tell you where that's going. Getting in position right into that bush.
Yeah.
Few takes a couple shots. He's still got the passive.
Flicker.
There's the flicker forward. Coming out from Flap. Still trying to keep it in the bay. Wild charge going to be used again. And King
mantap.
Kong will get the turtle. Still the fight's going to break out. They're going to force him on the disengage. Fnop will get the objective.
That is 1-for-1 now on the turtles. And just, whoa, wait, what? There's some action that was happening off camera.
Gold lane again, back and forth continuously between Super
dapat
Marco
sih
and
Super
Kelra. Looks like
Marco.
Kelra is not going to take that chance. He already burned the flicker.
So that's another TKO onto the gold standard. 30 gold. That's all Fnatic Onic have on Fcap. And best believe, if Fcap don't find a way to turn it up to 11,
Yeah.
slowly but surely this is going to grow bigger.
Yeah, it's tough because right now for Fcap, like I said, they're playing around, you know, the different timings that they have with this kind of lineup. You can see this too, you know, Feather of Heaven is locked in here for Super Marco. It's been a hell of a lane though between the two gold laners, and Super Marco does come out forward against it, you know, by about 500 gold or so against Kelra. But like I said, that Nathan is going to be looking to go into the late game and provide that, you know, that, well, we used to call it the Betty bomb, but it's the Nathan bomb at this point, you know.
King Kong.
It's a bulletproof bomb.
The bulletproof bomb.
And luckily, Super Marco has Ogwin, one of the best heroes for babysitting the Hylos, and that's why he's so willing to go ahead and entropy up,
Dapat Super
because they've
Marco.
covered their base. So I guess that's one thing Fcap are holding on to. Save for the whole, you know, 50-50 on the turtles.
Yeah.
Tapi kayak
Gold
tertekan
lane,
ini
they got
kan.
locked.
Yeah,
Happy
they
Bryn.
do. It's, oh, again, inversion.
Uh-oh.
Send it to. They're going to be going. It's
Ogwin.
only Ogwin, though. So not able to push through. Glorious
Balikin.
Pathway going to be dropped down. Kyle TZ has that information, but right now it just
Mau
stops
turtle tuh.
what Fnop had
Si
planned
Kyle.
there. So good play into that counter diversion.
6.5 minutes in, I have a theory.
Tell me the theory.
Falcons AP Bren, they have a solid lineup to respond to the diversion.
Yeah.
They have a solid way to hold down lanes
I'll
and
just
to
keep
get
talking.
objectives. But they don't have
Yeah.
as good as a decisive play whenever Fnatic Onic says we don't want to fight. It's so much easier for
Yeah.
Fnatic to say, let's go and let's not. Whoa, whoa, wait, Ogwin?
It is a lot easier for them to just kind of decide if they want to fight or not. And with that, that's why they also take advantage of using diversions. There's the jump in
Topnya
with
udah
the
joining dua
Infernal
orang.
Pursuit. Glorious Pathway to help
Kritik.
him out. Also on the backside, they're going to force the fight
Wih,
once
sekarang
again.
Ogwin.
Jumping on in,
Brusco.
Brusco taking a couple of shots. Flap still up, and the
Brusco
wild charge
tiga.
can go through, and he's
Brusco
looking for the
mati.
kill to clean it up. Flap will finally get it. And the fight still for this
Oke,
turtle.
Kelra
Kelra
datang.
joining the shot. Firing off on Ogwin.
Oke, tarik
Gets out
ulur
the
dulu.
revitalize. So right now it looks
Kita
like
lihat nih.
that's all it's going to be. Brusco,
Keluar
the only one to go
lanjutannya.
down.
Valiant effort by Falcons AP Bren. They do get the kill, but Fnop, they're all topped up.
Gas lagi.
Flicker forward again. King Kong will get the
Hmm,
turtle.
udah.
Super
Datang
Marco joins the fight though. Able to get Kirk, and that's all.
Mitnya
That's
diambil.
the exchange. A kill for the turtle, but their eyes are set on the tier 1 mid lane turret being worked on. King
Nggak
Kong. You see how low Ogwin is. He jumps in. The fracture
Wah,
won't be
mati.
enough,
Fiu.
and now Few though will be in trouble. As Super Prince
Marco.
picks it up. Super Marco doesn't have anywhere to
Masih ada
go when he
ulti,
gets
bro.
away with entropy in time.
Pas banget yang ada
You
ulti.
didn't see it coming.
Super
Marco got away
Marco.
just by the skin of his teeth.
The Messi ah.
And Ogwin tried his damnedest. And now Fnatic Onic are clapping back. I was going to say amazing conversion by Falcons AP Bren, but right now, clapping back cost him so much.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, amidst all this, Leo, we're still relatively even. Even looking at the economy here, the items that are falling into place, nothing is too drastic. You know, aside that gold lane, you got a good difference there. At least the 2 items. He's still working on the Holy Crystal at this point. So Super Marco, once that's locked in, that's where we see that biggest burst potential that can come out from the Nathan. And even this time around, too, they'll go and focus on
masih
the tier
imbang
1s,
aja
trying
nih
to open
tower.
up the map
Nggak kayak
for them to
tadi.
set themselves up for this Lord taking about 40.
Dare I say, Naisu, in up to now, all 5 games that Fnatic Onic have been part of in the playoffs,
Yeah.
this might be their most challenging yet.
I would agree. Definitely is. Diversion, where are they going to send them? They know they're going to go forward. Still the fight in the mid lane, not fully engaged,
Turns
but
out,
Glorious Pathway going to be
Pandara.
dropped down. There's the
Brusco.
Primal Wrath in response. Brusco.
Uh-oh.
Does he want to go? He drops down the wall, still in the mid lane. They're trying to keep King
shit.
Kong at bay. A whole lot of poking between both teams. Brusco holding on, still has the flicker. King
King
Kong
Kong.
on the backside,
Oh.
forcing Kyle TZ back.
Oh,
And they
he
want
dodged.
this tier 1 turret, but he's going to take the orange instead.
He'll take the orange. Fnatic's going to make a
Shit.
move for this tier 1 in mid.
Saudara Ogwin.
Ogwin. His whole career flashing before his eyes. Look at how close he was to
Bocor
death.
gitu,
He is
Saudara Ogwin.
going to get away with it. And Fnatic Onic posting up for the Lord. one thing that Fnatic Onic does here so well, that's why Falcons AP Brent can't get a sure hold of the game just yet,
Yeah.
is the use of their weird damage profile.
bro.
Can I say that?
It is weird.
It's so much burst, but just the same, it feels like they're just right clicks.
Yeah, it is. I mean, both the way if you're looking at it, you'd be surprised too. Like King Kong 0-0-0, but he's quite a bit ahead in terms of gold against Kyle Teasy.
It's the most painful 0-0-0.
Yeah. He's just been able to farm up, work on the, and some of the team fights really is because, again, you're playing around this whole diversion, whether you follow it up or not, but also the poking potential that they have. And you can see that timing right now.
Bawahnya
Supermarco
dijalan
did get that Holy
sama King
Crystal.
Kong.
So that's available. They're trying to feel out this area
What
here
guys?
for the Lord.
Ooh.
Gonna take a couple shots at Kirk. The turret being worked on. King Kong gets that one. Wow.
Udah
Just
enak
by
banget
merely
nih
playing the
laning
map, Fnatic
Onic.
Onic have gained 1,000 gold lead. There hasn't been a kill in the past couple of minutes.
He's gonna get another.
Tuh,
And
dapat
King
tower lagi
Kong,
bawah.
he's taken names, and the names of these are mid lane turret, bottom lane turret, tier 2, another diversion. Oh, I think
Diversion
Fcap teased
used.
this. Fcap teased this.
Well, Brusco wanted to take that wild charge shot, but not gonna
Epi
happen
Brand-nya
because he
kagak
was
mau
slowed
ngelord juga.
down. So they'll work on it still, playing around the macro that they have, and that's what they did. And now we're back to the stalemate.
It's that base theory that's allowing Fnatic Onic to do this. The fact that they just move faster and are able to make faster decisions
Laning
and
bawahnya
react to
nggak
what
bagus,
Fcap do
Epi Brand.
that allow for them to say, all right, we want to do this. Oh, maybe not. Let's move elsewhere.
Yeah.
And Fcap have to constantly think about that. On a 5v5, just full frontal basis, Fcap can win these fights, no doubt.
Yep.
But Fnop are not giving them that choice.
Fcap.
Their head's got to be on a swivel constantly for FCAP.
Fcap
And that's the case
dipanggil
anytime
gitu.
you are up against a Luyi. The
Epi
fact that
Brand.
this is Super Fritz, again,
Fcap.
one of the few players that does still pick it up, makes it work 80% of the time so far. It's definitely an obstacle alone, even though we said, yeah, Fnop, despite all the games they've played up to this point, this being their fifth, this the most difficult they've had. Hell, even for FCAP, the Titans, the current world champions, this is also a test of how far they can go in this series.
Now 12 minutes in, no one's taking the Lord. Glorious
Run.
Pathway dropped in.
Where's Pathway going to be dropped down? Brusco. Again, this is what we're
Masih ada
talking about
ulti
with
semua nih.
damage profiles. The Lord will
Dualisasi
go
Super
for
Prince.
a reset, not fully, but still fighting for this territory here. No team committing just yet.
Buset, tarik ulur
The
di
last time we
lordnya, bro.
saw such a beautiful Lord dance
Tor pertama
was between FCAP and Black just last night.
Udah menit 12
And
nih belum ada
now,
yang
Falcons
dapat
AP
lord.
Bren back at it again. Old habits die hard, and Fnatic Onic won't want to let go. They've now somehow won control of the River Brush and the Pixel Brush, but this just means that these diversions could be more lethal. But I can just say the same for Few. Few has been cleaning out bushes so well.
He has. They've been handling it. Good little pressure there on the bottom side, cross the map towards that tier 2 turret of Fnop. So, and this is what we're talking about, when they play around the fact that they're trying to get some of the defensive items locked in here.
Supermarco udah ada
Supermarco
WoW.
does finally get that wind of nature. This is kind of what they need. They need to be able to
Kalau
go
nge-burst
toe-to-toe,
cepetan
but also have those defensive
Epi Brand.
options. Dealing with
Buat
Fnatic
ngelor.
Onic and also King Kong this time.
Karena bawa
Still sitting
Nathan.
at 0-0-0 at 13.5 minutes in. He'll grab his buffs, and then they'll give the call eventually here once they're ready to fight this out.
Who would have think the last standing Slayer?
Oh, there it is!
Oh,
Here we
shit.
go!
The wild charge are going to be used. Few gets out as well, but
Oh.
Ogun won't be able to escape.
Ogunnya mati
The
duluan.
damage is there, and Brusco. Both
Okay.
roamers going
Roamer
down.
to
So the
roamer.
4 versus 4 Lord for the taking
Few-nya
here.
hilang flicker.
Battle spells and ultimates used up. Few and Supermarco trying to get in position.
Mirror moves
Oke,
from
dapat di
these
sana
two
tuh.
world-class athletes. A diversion being set up here. I wonder, they take it!
They
It's
take
Kyle
it.
in the bush!
Kyle's in
Kyle?
trouble! He won't be able to
Enggak.
escape as Kelra gets the kill. Again, a diversion. Capping it out. And now Fnop. They still have to wait. They
Udah
still
ngedodge
have to
tadi
approach
padahal.
this Lord carefully.
It's that same principle. They find Few!
They find Few. Few's going to keep Kirk frozen
Flap.
in place, but Flap! He's not going to be able to get away just yet, but he
Buset,
does
Supermarco, bagus
escape with a
Oh my
sliver
God,
of health.
what is happening?
Still alive.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Lord's going to be worked on. Glorious Pathway to try to zone them out.
Oke, reset lagi
Ogun
anjir.
takes a couple shots and the Lord resets. briefly for a second.
They're still
Marco
here!
might try to do something, but King Kong will
Tuh,
finally
lihat,
get
lihat,
it.
lihat, lihat, lihat,
lihat.
Will find Ogwin to cut him off, and they break out of the fight in the
Super
jungle.
Prince.
Flap clashing down with the Infernal Pursuit, but it's not enough as it's a double
Buset,
for
buset.
King Kong. And Fnop will win that one decisively with the Lord.
The Falcons get nothing in
gila
return.
banget Fnatic
About
Onic, Pak.
5,000 gold ahead at 15 minutes. The patience and the execution, the conviction of the Sonics. Go ahead
Surpassing.
and get them
Surpassing
an
wise.
enhanced Lord. Joseph, it's cracking inside Falcons base.
They already got the bottom base turret down. They're still waiting for Flap here to defend. They'll work on the Lord here. And as you saw it, Fnop feeling really good. Kelra locked in. You saw the
Berawal dari
achievement that
inisiasi
he
Brusco
got.
tadi.
The Filipino Savage is back. I mean,
Jadi
it won't
enak gini
reflect the
Fnatic
kills,
Onic.
but what he's done to Fcap, he's denying any and all engagements.
Brusco.
Here comes Brusco.
Brusco jumped in again with a wild charge, and Flap wants to fight it out. Super Prince already gone.
Okay.
Kelra moving and grooving as he picks up a
Masih
kill,
dua.
still working on it. And now
Balikin.
Kirk trying to keep
Well,
him at
Ed.
bay.
Brusco!
Kelra's still alive, takes a couple shots. He's got to back off though, because Fcap wins that fight. 3 go down for
Tiga.
Fnop,
Duitnya
and
pasti
now
dapat
the
tuh.
momentum shifts for Falcons AP Brand.
King Kong.
King Kong jumping in, trying to bob and weave on out of there. The glorious pathway though
Kejar.
goes through the wall. He'll
Oke,
survive,
masih aman, masih aman.
but they
masih
got to
aman.
keep this together on the defense.
A
Gila,
3-for-1
game, Cok.
in Falcons. AP Bren making the most of the exchange.
Oh.
King Kong's He shuts him down. The beast incarnate at 4-0-2.
Mati.
He
King
goes
Kong.
down as well. Kyle Teasy drops him.
It was all part of the plan. What a game 2 we have here between these teams.
The Slayer gets slain. The gold lead made kaput. Just 1,000 gold ahead at under 17 minutes, 8-8. Throughout all that, Falcons AP Brent suffered major losses. Joseph, they don't have a top lane inhibitor. They don't have a bottom lane inhibitor. And I don't think this Lord Dance is going to treat them any better.
I don't know, man. If we just got a preview of that last
Oke.
Lord, which took
TG-nya udah
quite a long time to get to. I'm not sure if it took as long as
situ
yesterday's.
namanya. Ayo, teman.
But it was still a
Twilight,
hell
Twilight,
of a
Twilight.
mind game. That Fnatic Onic Philippines also approached that. And Fcap themselves, you know, if you're looking at the items here, they're falling into place, but they still have some
kriknya
catch-up to do in certain roles.
udah
It's
Twilight
not
juga.
what you got, it's how you use it. I know we say that a lot, and the
Buat
phrase almost
Kyle
means
mungkin?
nothing. But here specifically, I'm looking at Super Marco. He's got a better kit than Kelra. I'm looking at Marco, and I think he can blast King Kong to hell. All right?
To
and
hell.
back. And back.
And back.
You saw how King Kong just popped like a pimple when Kyle got his hands on him,
He
right?
did.
So, if some way, somehow,
Uh-oh.
Fcap can find a winning position, this could be a Lord that's theirs.
Oh, once again, we find
Lord
ourselves.
Dance lagi nih.
What are we calling this now? Is this still the Lord Dance? This push and pull between both teams? Kind of fading
reverse.
through it. They're going to go for it as King Kong
Dapat
will get the Lord.
King Kong
The
lagi,
toss
bro.
up through.
Digas.
Flap's going to be taken
Warnya.
out. And they go in, pressing the situation as they find Kirk and
Brusco.
Super
Masih
Prince.
dua.
King Kong still
Brusco
getting
masih
on
hidup,
out of
aman.
there, but they got the Lord. And that's going to be enough for Fnatic Onic Philippines for now.
2-for-1. Fcap economically trading up, but just the same, Fnatic Onic take the Lord. I'll tell you now, Flap Teasy, this is just another day in the
Nggak
office.
bisa sih.
He's the number
Lord-
one
Lord
most damage
giveaway.
taken on all of the league. So he's used to just throwing himself at his opponents
He's that body bag.
and
Lord
just saying,
giveaway,
take
bro.
me, all right? Not my teammates, take
gamenya enak
me.
nih,
And
Falcon
that's what
Brand.
allowed
Ada
for
Super
Fcap to take
Marco.
down Prince and Kirk. Now the question, how does Fcap make the most of this? Because for the first time in,
Pernah berapa
I'd
orang
say,
dari
50
ulti
minutes,
Rora?
they have as close a lead as it gets.
This is about as close as it gets. You don't have that huge gap that you're working in. And just like you mentioned, even considering the items as we take another look at it, you can see how much fight capability that this Falcon AP brand lineup brings to the table. Whether it's Flap throwing himself forward or Ogwin cutting them off, there's enough threat damage-wise that Fnatic Onic Philippines can't just haphazardly go into a fight. And I feel like that's why we see this so often, where they're trying to look for different angles, they're trying to utilize the diversion, or if that's a wild charge conceal play from Brusco.
With that said, I'm taking into consideration the items, the positions on the map, what the map looks like, and there's one thing that's glaring at me.
What is it?
Why can't they catch Kelra? How can they not take down the gold standard?
I don't know, man. If you guys, you've seen the clips and the moves from him this season.
Is it too much work for Kyle to find him?
I think it's almost too much of a risk.
Is it impossible? He only has one. He barely has a bodyguard. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at Kirk. Like, Kirk is his bodyguard.
Yeah.
But that aside, if you can take down Kelra, maybe the face of this game changes. Maybe suddenly the Lord is that much easier for Fcap to take.
I think when you look at it too, aside the fact that Kelra's just got, amazing micro-technical skill, it's just the team's lineup peels for him really well. Like, you have so many options, whether that's, the wall from Grok, you can also use the wild charge.
Pasif
You have
lagi.
Kirk doing the same
Nunggu
thing.
Lord
With the
aja
Edith,
nih,
sometimes he's just
baru
earth-shattering or onwarding
war-war.
forward. There's so many options for them to protect Kelra. And so maybe that's part of the puzzle. Like, if you're Falcons AP Brand, how do we get to him? How do we
Falcon
actually shut
AP
him down?
Brand.
I feel like they've been trying, even if that's utilizing the glorious pathway from Ogwin, but they just have a hard time getting through that front line first because there's so many options to peel for Kelra.
And I think that's the magic word, Joseph. Breaking through the front line. If some way, somehow, Ogwin
Ada
can lay
ini
down
juga sih
the
Hilo
red
sama
carpet. Make like the
Popius.
Wizard of Oz. Get that golden brick road up to where Kelra is. Or maybe King Kong if he's lucky. Then Fcap can take this
Fcap.
Lord. Suddenly, we're not in Kansas anymore. But it's going to take magic. Whoa, Lord, just talking about magic.
Go.
Baunya
Lord
udah
just
pas
snaps
menang
back
tuh.
from behind the Guardian's barrier.
Ini hati-hati di
Ogwin
back,
playing footsies with
di back
Brusco.
lane aja nih.
And I think, slowly but surely,
Hati
King Kong
teleportnya.
is allowing himself to be seen more now. He's not taking the flanks as often.
Yeah.
He's more willing to poke. And that might be a tempo break. See, look, that might be a tempo break
Dipok mulu sama
that Fcap
King
might
Kong.
not be ready for.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and heal that up well. Good push down bot 2. And like you mentioned this, earlier, that the disadvantage here for Falcons AP Brand is that they don't have the base turrets, but they're going to want to force the fight.
Tigas.
Super Prince already going to flicker out Ogwin.
Watch
Taking
it,
a couple
watch it
shots.
go.
King Kong,
Ew.
though, goes in, gets the passive, and Flap
Flicker
tries to flicker
blapnya.
on out. Kyle's not going to find the connection,
Brusco.
and they fire back at
Brusco masih
Brusco.
hidup.
Still has the immortality.
Midnya
And they
bocor.
disengage. The base is going to be
Kejar.
worked on, but King Kong and Kyle going 1 versus 1. A diversion into the base. Can they get there in time?
Okay.
Kyle goes down. They still
NTK.
have the minions to clear through. Not everybody could get back in time, but Fnatic Onic Philippines will fight it forward
Gila.
as they take out Flap, and they make the play to take it to a 2-0.
The Sonics are at match point. One game
Anjir,
away
Onic Philippines,
from going to
bro.
the grand finals. One game away from M6.
My goodness, they got
2-0.
a sweep yesterday, and they're on the way here. 2-0 right now against the current